Hi everyone, John here, back again with the post-match I should say, reaction video to West Ham United 2, Watford FC zilch, nada, 0. Start off as we always do with the team sheet. There was a couple of changes. Adrian remained in goal. Zabaleta, Collins, Obona and Creswell at the back, so it's the back four this time. With Noble and Kawati holding midfield, and Nautovic, Joe Mario, Antonio and Chicharito. On the bench was Hart, Rice, Font, Cullen, Byram, new signing Evra and Hugill. Now, as I say, there's a few changes. Quite an interesting one for me personally. I was very worried that Arnautovic coming back straight into the squad was a risk, big risk in terms of his injury, because normally you trickle feed players back in, but it worked. It really worked. Watford were all over us right from the start. I mean, they literally within 35 seconds, Adrian had to do a clearance right from the goal line. Albeit outside the box, outside the goal, but it was still on the edge of the pitch. So that was a bit of a worry. Watford came at us pretty heavily. Watford are a good team. I'm not going to say anything about them badly, because they are a good team. They've always been the thorn in our sides over the last few seasons, as the away game at their ground proved. This season, but as I say, I thought the game overall, it was a hard slog to watch a lot of the time, because there's misplaced passes. That happened quite a lot, mostly with Antonio yet again. But as I say, we slowly built up the momentum. Really built up the momentum on it. Hernandez had scored, but it was ruled for offside. I think it was a 20 something odd minute. It was painful. I couldn't tell, to be honest with you, so I can't say if it wasn't. If it was, it wasn't. Arnautovic had a good chance as well in the first half. But the first goal came on the 38th minute, well 37th minute technically, 37 and something. Antonio appeared to be playing left wing back for some random reason, even though we seemed to have a 4 at the back. Possibly it was a 3-5-1-1. Again, wasn't 100% sure, but it looked like it was a flat back 4. But Antonio made a run down the left, pretty much from the wing back position. The great cross into the box, and Hernandez tapped it in with his head. Nice little header, 1-0. A lot of our worries were rested at that point. Then the second half came out pretty much all guns blazing again. What a difference Arnautovic makes to the side. He really does. I've not criticised him in any shape or form since David Moyes came in to look after the team. It's just been fantastic. Arnautovic, I can't. He is a world-class player. He's as I said in my video I did yesterday about the 10-point plan from the two Davids. He is a world-class player, and we need to keep him as much as possible. Kawati had a good game for the majority of the time. He fucked up a little bits here and there, but so did Antonio. Antonio almost gave Watford an equaliser. Almost made a great charging run through a few bodies. Misplaced pass, they pounced on it, and it was only the sheer luck that Watford were off their game. Otherwise, that would have been 1-1. And that probably could have changed the game, to be honest with you. Even though we were the better side overall. Watford were a very attacking threat throughout the game. Adrian was definitely the busier goalkeeper, certainly in the first half. Made some fantastic saves, very, very good yet again. Excuse me. As I say, technically we could have gone in at half time at 2-0. We could have gone in at 2-0, possibly even 3 if that, it was, if Arnautovic's take had been a little bit better. But I'm not gonna criticise the guy in any shape or form. I'm just not gonna do it. There's just no point, as I say, because he's a brilliant player. Second half, Hernandez could have had a brace. Great little charge into the box yet again. Took one too many touches. Turned his back to goal slightly for a brief second. And my mate Steve thinks that Arnautovic crossed his feet, which is why it skewed. But personally, I feel that Hernandez, when he turned, he could have done a quick little back stab with his ankles, or the back of his foot quickly, and that because the goalkeeper was going down, but there was more than enough time for him to do a little back tab, and that could have been 2-0. But then it turns out it didn't. It just went. Kouati tried to score as well, and that went ridiculously wide. I think he's lacking in confidence. Mario could have scored in the second half as well. Came into beautiful place. Nobody anywhere near him. The goalkeeper on the wrong side of the goal. He could have scored, but he didn't even think about it. It looked like it didn't even cross his mind. It's a shame. We could have very, very comfortable. We could have, I can't say humiliated, but we could have scored at least 4, maybe 5 out of that game. But 2-0 with Arnautovic's goal was just sublime. As on the where are we, on the 78th minute. So yeah, it was good, and he ran into the Bobby Moore lower, not obviously into it because it's quite far away from the pitch, but he ran up to the boards, very similar to how Lanzini celebrates his goals. Did the crossed hammers and did that. It was good. It was great to see him basically saying, "This is my club. This is my club." It's good. Hernandez has got 3 goals in 4 games now, which we're all really happy about. Obviously, we're 12th. We're still on 12th in the table. -2 goal difference between us and Watford on 30 points. 5 points clear of the drop. Still a long way to go. I mean, our fixtures are looking terrible. Fortunately, as the FA Cup is next weekend, we're not involved in it. So there's going to be a week and a half of really good training, I should imagine, to get everybody back firing as much as possible. Few bizarre tactical changes. A lot of people seem to say that the tactics were spot on today, and the majority of them they were. The lineup was good. My only criticism of Moyes on this was that we seem to drop back, defend quite a bit. Just all of a sudden, just drop back like we did against not Brighton. Like we did against West Brom, all of a sudden just sat back. And same thing about Palace at home as well. Just sat back and just let them come at us. Fatigue, I doubt it. But there's one of the other things I noticed that every player was running 4 or 5 yards and then passing the ball, no matter if anybody was around them or not. That again has got to be tactical training. But to take off João Mario, who didn't have a bad game in any shape or form, didn't look knackered, didn't look like he picked up any knocks or anything. João Mario came off and Byram came on. I didn't understand that. Couldn't understand that at all. Hugh Gill came on for Chicharito with I don't know, was it 10 minutes to go, I think. 7 or 8 minutes, something like that. Again, Hugo played well. Byram, I don't remember seeing him being anywhere near. I mean, Hugo, as I say, he played well. He was trying to get the ball as much as possible. So yeah, very happy with the 3 points overall. I'm sure David Moyes has spotted the same things that I've said, and a few things he's going to work on them. He did say in the post-match interview that they are still having a go at Hernandez. They're still having a go at Chikorita. They're not. They're saying he's playing well, but he needs to be scoring more. And to be fair, he could have had 2 today. Arnautovic could have had 2. Kawate could have had 1. Mario could have had 1. So we could have easily been first on match of the day tonight. But as it's West Ham, no. Well, actually, technically, if that goal wasn't offside, we could have won it 7-0. I'm sure the Watford supporters will be saying that their attempts could have been better as well, because Watford played well. A lot of things going left, right, and centre, but hardly anything on target. Hardly anything on target, especially in the second half. Adrian was making some great saves. A couple of saves just to be sure that the ball was heading out. But he did some good stuff, and the first half he made us all laugh. He came running to the ball, slid on his side and grabbed it. Adrian's a little bit more, worrying me a little bit again. He's still pissing around, giving a bit too much time before. De La Feu, when he charged Adrian down at the start of the game, which caused Adrian to kick the ball out. That worried me, really worried me. But as I say, overall, in terms of the game, there's still a lot more that we can do to be better, especially bearing in mind next weekend. Weekend after next, we've got Liverpool away. Now, I personally feel we could get a point out of this. There's just something told me when we and a mate at work were looking through the fixtures yesterday, or Thursday, one of the two. I said a point. I genuinely think we can get a point against Liverpool. So let's have a look. Just have a look what the remaining fixtures are. Just curious. I haven't done this for a while. I haven't gone through the fixtures. So just quickly. My tablet doesn't know the meaning of quickly. So. Come on. Right. So, okay. So let's say we've got Liverpool away, which I think we can get a point from. Swansea on Saturday the 3rd. Swansea away. That's a 6 pointer for both teams, really. Even though Swansea did win today, it's still a big game for both teams. And then we've got Burnley at home on the 10th of March. Again, I think we can get something out of that. And then we've got Man United at home on Sunday the 18th, 1:30 kickoff. Don't know, really don't. From that, excuse me. And then literally the 31st of March we've got Southampton at home. So in the next couple of months worth of fixtures. On the 7th of April we're playing Chelsea at the Bridge. I've got a funny feeling we could possibly get a point out of that if everybody's back, if everybody's fit, playing like we're playing today, it being a London derby and everything. I think we could get a point out of that. Anyway, that's me, guys. Thank you very much for subscribing. Talking of which, thank you very much for subscriber number 24. I can't announce who you are because your profile is hidden, but thank you very much for that. One away from 25. I've been doing this for almost 7 months, and to get 24 subscribers in 6.5 to 7 months, it's not bad. It still works out at 1 subscriber a week. So thank you very much for this, guys. Thank you very much. It means a lot that you're subscribing. If you're new round here, please subscribe. Get me to the magic 25. Not that anything rides on it. I just thought it'd be nice to get the 25 within 7 months. which is literally I think is only a few days away from it being 7 months. Not really sure if I'm doing a weekly thoughts, to be honest. I seem to get more views for my football stuff than I do my weekly thoughts. So in the meantime, I'm literally just going to focus purely on the West Ham stuff. I might do the weekly thoughts tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I'm in two minds about that. But as I say, thanks for watching, guys. Neon, it's good to see that you got your comment read out on West Ham Fan TV as well. Good to see you annoying those guys as well and freaking them out by being a dog. So yeah, thanks very much. I'll see you again soon.